My name is Lara. I am from Germany. My mom's from Germany, and my dad, he was born in Turkey, but he's also German now. And I just recently graduated from GISSV in May 2019.
My name is Nicolas, or Nico for short. I graduated this year, so for the class of 2019. And originally, I'm from both France and Germany, you could say. I was born in France and grew up there for 3 years, then moved to Germany, and after that, due to a job change of my father, of course, ended up here at GSSV.
So when I was 2 years old, my parents decided to move to California from Germany because of my dad's job, and they were looking for a school that I could, or a kindergarten at that point, that I could attend and still learn German and still have the German curriculum and still learn things you would learn at a German school. And they decided to send me to GISSV for preschool and then for kindergarten, and of course then I also went to first grade. And then we decided to move back to Germany, where I then attended elementary and middle school. And then right before I would enter high school, they decided that they would move back to California. And they didn't know what exactly to do, if they should send me to an American high school or to a German school. But they realized that at a German school, I could still prepare for the Abitur without having to do another year and repeat any other things. So they decided to put me to GISSV, where I could just continue my education and then do the Abitur at the end. And then I graduated from GISSV with my Abitur without having to do any other different classes to catch up with anything.
So I arrived at GSSV 9 years ago. I started the 4th grade here, so I've done pretty much the entire path, elementary school, middle school, and now I graduated. Which was a nice experience because I had many classmates come and leave, but in spite of that, the whole time it felt like we were a little community in our class, which I thought was quite nice to have. And aside from that, I have 2 siblings currently attending the school as well, one in 9th grade, and one just started 3 years ago, so in 3rd grade now. And I also have my mother teaching at the school, so we have the whole family at the school pretty much.
Come into GSSV as a new student, you always feel really welcomed. You feel like everyone wants to get to know you, they want to include you into their community. And GSSV has a very, very strong community of awesome people, and I feel like you are really embraced as a part of it, which is really special for our school.
Some of GSSV's strengths that have helped me succeed is, for one, especially when I compare it to other schools I've attended, such as in Germany and in France, not only are, in my opinion, the teachers highly qualified, but most importantly, they're highly motivated as well, which is extremely helpful for helping me, at least, academically succeed. Next, as I said previously, one thing I like a lot about GSSV is you have this community feeling that everyone's part of the team, which makes working together with other classes and other students and parents and teachers in general very helpful. And lastly, the thing in my opinion that's just the biggest strength compared to German schools, or at least most German schools I've attended, is the can-do attitude that everyone has here pretty much. Rather than saying, we have this plan of how academics and school is supposed to look and we stick to it, if a student or anyone else comes with a suggestion of how you could improve something or a new idea, the school rather goes toward, okay, let's try it out and see if it works, rather than saying, no, we have to stick to this plan, which in my opinion is a very important strength to have, especially due to the location we're in. So what I'll be doing after school next is going to the TU München, the Technical University of Munich. And due to the school I attended, GSSV, I was very fortunate to get both the high school diploma and the German Abitur, which gave me twice as many options because I could choose between attending an American university or a German one. Lastly, I ended up going to a German one, but yeah, I was lucky because I had the Abitur as well. At the University of Munich, the field I'll be pursuing is computer science, which, interestingly enough, is directly related to the teacher that inspired me the most, which was not my computer science teacher, but my economics teacher, actually, Mr. Lenson, simply for the reason that in his class, we always did tons of projects where I wasn't sure if they were always on the curriculum, but they were always highly interesting, such as we did a stock trading program where we would simulate stock trades, or we did a startup program where we would simply have to found startups, which originally started out as simply a crafts project, but luckily enough for my case and with the help of the school and Mr. Lenson, we turned that actually into an entire application that we then launched at the school, which was the first case that really began my interest in computer science and programming in general. All the tutorials I'd done online were to program video games or something. That was always the introduction, and to me that just wasn't very interesting because I'm not a big fan of video games. But then once Mr. Lenson got us starting on an app that, to me at least, felt like it actually mattered and we were making a change, that really sparked my interest. A moment that was really a memorable moment, an aha moment for me, is that when I first came to the school, contrary to my German school, here the students and classes in general involved a lot of presentations and speaking in front of the class. And when I first got here, I wasn't very good at it because I would always start off my presentation saying, "Hello, today I'll talk to you about X," which didn't really interest people that much. But fortunately enough, at one point, I don't remember who suggested it to me, but someone said I should use a hook. And since then, I started all my presentations either naming a fun fact or cracking a little joke, and that has vastly improved my presentations, which I think is my favorite aha moment from the school.
So, of course, our school has many different extracurricular activities. We have a choir, we have an orchestra, we have many sports teams, volleyball, soccer, basketball, anything. We have an MUN team, debate club, all those things. But the great thing is, if you come up with your own idea and have something that we don't maybe have at our school yet, you can just decide to go up to the teacher and say, "Hey, you know what, I think I have an idea and I think we should create this," which is what we did. We wanted to have a school band, which we didn't have yet, and we had a couple people who played different instruments, and we thought this might be a nice idea to play at any kinds of events, ceremonies, anything. So we asked the teachers, "Hey, could we have a band? Could we maybe have a room, the music room, for 1-2 hours a week? And then just play," and they decided that that was a great idea, and they said, "Yes, of course, you can do that." And then they started coming to us, "Hey, can you guys play at this and that event?" And we were really happy about that we had this opportunity, and we had 2 or 3 awesome years with our band.
Yeah, learning about that skill was helpful in tons of aspects.
Yeah.
Like you said, in the Mall UN club I attended, when speaking about or debating about important global topics, it was nice to be able to hook your audience to have them actually listen to you.
Mm-hmm.
Or referring back to the app when giving pitches, managing a way to make your speech and your pitch interesting to the people who you want support from. It's also an important skill to have.
What I realized is that the teachers at the school really put in so much work into their jobs. They don't just teach because that's what they need to do, they teach because that's what they want to do. And I can see that because, for example, something I always realize is in recess when teachers are, like kind of supervising the kids, and I walked by and they were like, "Hey, how are you doing? Tell me about your day." And I thought, in their break, wouldn't this be the moment where they don't really want to deal with students and just have their alone time? But many teachers, they really embrace their job and they love being with students and they want to know about us and they want to give something to us. And I think that's really inspiring that they put in all this work. I've received emails from teachers in the middle of the night when I ask them something. I've received emails during vacation. So I can really see that they are really dedicated to their job here at GISSV, and they really try to put in everything they can to help us be good students and to help us graduate from the school. So I'm taking a gap year in which I'm going to Spain as an au pair for half a year, working with children, because that's what I like to do, and then I can decide whether I want to study in the US or whether I want to go to Germany. So one of my favorite memories at GISSV is always the holiday market that we organize every winter. It's a great thing we do. It's something that's only organized by GISSV, of course with some sponsors, but the whole community just comes together, students, teachers, parents, and they volunteer at the school, and they really try to put in everything into that. And it's crazy how many people come to that day and to make this a great event for the whole city of Mountain View, for so many people who visit and really love this tradition. And I think it's great that we have such a strong community that can put all this work in and put something together that can work out that smoothly. And we've had this tradition for many years. I always love working at the food booth. That's what usually the high school does. I always love working there. I always love helping out, and I love seeing how many people really come together and put in their work to do that and to make that possible. So for a school, you would assume that they usually close down during the summer so that everyone can go on vacation. But a great thing that our school does is they have a summer camp available in the summer that's for either GISSV students or for any other kids that are maybe at a different school and that want to learn German. So kids of almost all ages, I think between 3 and 12, can attend the summer camp. And now we also have a program for high school students, which is really great. So high school students can come and help the teachers as counselors and help with the kids and help at the summer camp, help educating smaller children, help playing with them. And I think that's a great opportunity for the students so that they can kind of also see the other perspective. It's one thing to always sit in class and listen to a teacher, but it's another thing to be with a teacher and realize that it's not the easiest job to do, that it's a lot of work working with kids, but that it's also very pleasant, and that it's really nice to be able to shape a person's mind or maybe a person's heart, and to really touch them in a way that probably no one else can. And I think that that's a really great opportunity here, that we can really also see the other side. Helps us appreciate our teachers a lot more.